global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happenings Today YouTube channel. Yesterday, or some few hours ago, Wole Soyinka celebrated his 90th birthday. Of course, a lot of reactions followed it. But the simple fact that Peter Obi said to be quiet about so many things, including sharing of a birthday wish to Wole Soyinka, Professor Wole Soyinka, seemed to have triggered a lot of reactions. In fact, some persons feel that there's a term called Politics 101. Question is why? And I think it's coming from the former DG of Labour Party, Doyin Okupe, and of course the fact that Peter Obi said something very striking some few hours before that has triggered a lot of reactions in the opposition camp. All of this you get to find out in a moment. Before we do that, kindly subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button beside it to set that notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Now, the former Labour Party LP presidential candidate spokesperson, the former Labour Party LP presidential spokesperson Doyin Okupe has taken to the social media to share some vital elementaries in politics. The report has it that Okupe made this post while referring to the visit of the Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 election, Peter Obi, to Wole Soyinka, Professor Wole Soyinka last year. According to Okupe, there are no permanent friends and enemies, only permanent interests. Okupe remarks comes after the LP candidate and former governor of Anambra State failed to celebrate Soyinka on his 90th birthday. Now, in the post via his social media handle, Okupe wrote, "Politics 101. In this game, there are no permanent friends and no permanent enemies, only permanent interests. Politics 102. If a friend was disagreeable yesterday but can still serve your interest tomorrow, he remains a friend. Now, politics 103. In this game of politics, there is no room for rapid passion, fanaticism, insult, and abuses. Caution, restraint, courtesy, diplomacy, temperance, and tolerance are always profitable to employ." It's teaching Nigerians politics, course of politics. Now, he said politics 104 actually means repeated failures, jeopardy of interest, pain, shame, and ignominy are the consequences of not adhering to the above three established tenets of politics. If you know, you know. If you don't, then prepare to learn. Many Nigerians have been reacting to this. They're wondering, is he referring to Peter Obi? Well, let's go through some of the politics 101, 102, and 103 he said. But before we do that, let's find out what Peter Obi said that triggered a lot of reactions some few hours before. Peter Obi said something quite striking because he said that he could remember that when he was the governor of Anambra State, that he could recall that he judiciously managed public funds while in office, also charged public leaders to use public funds for the people. He further charged them to make people-centered policies and pursue programs that promote public peace. Obi blamed the woes of Nigeria on the avarice and incertain request for wealth among public office holders. He therefore challenged Nigerians to speak truth to power and stop hero worshipping. He said, I'm quoting word for word, "So what we lack in Nigeria is people who can tell you you are wrong when you are. Leaders are bound to listen to the people because the people put them in the office. Leaders must use public money for public purpose. When I was in public office, I used public money for public purpose. I made sure I used the people's money for them. I did not spend any couple for personal gain. I didn't take it. I didn't owe pensions or gratuities. I did not owe any contractors. Now, in my private life, I can do whatever I like with my money." That's a strong statement. But the question now is, why is Doyin Okupe teaching politics 101, 102, 103, and 104? And he said, if you refuse to adhere to politics 101, 102, 103, then you're bound to fail. And it's going to lead to massive failure. You're going to have to learn all of that three politics to be able to pull through. What is in politics 101? Say there's no permanent friend and there's no permanent enemies, only permanent interest. He also went further to say in politics 102, So if a friend is disagreeable yesterday but can still serve your interest tomorrow, then he still remains your friend. So who are these persons that will be is disagreeable yesterday and can serve his purpose tomorrow? No permanent friend, no permanent enemy, but permanent interest. Politics 103 is what caught my attention. He said, in this game of politics, there is no room for rapid passion, fanaticism, insult, and abuses. Caution, restraint, courtesy. So there's no room for courtesy. Oh, okay, I take that again. He said, but rather, caution, restraint, courtesy, diplomacy, temperance, and tolerance are always profitable to employ. He said, but never use. He said, but they should never use um passion, rapid passion, fanaticism, insult, and abuses for politics 103. But now let's look at Peter Obi. Has he ever abused anybody? Of course not. Have you ever insulted anybody? Of course not. If you say it's obedient movement, is Peter Obi the one controlling the obedient movement? These are guys who have their opinions, they have their own, they own up to their opinions, they're adults. If they ever do anything to you, please take them to court because they're the one who have called you out, not Peter Obi. And he's not the one that sent people to them. Peter Obi is a one-man person and he owns up to whatever he says. Yes, in fact, he will tell you both Atiku Abubakar and the present president, he will call them his elder brother. He doesn't even call them by their name. So he has been very, very polite. Let me use that word, polite. Diplomacy, in fact, is one of the strongest points of Peter Obi. So I wonder if he's teaching someone else politics 101. Of course, before now, Peter Obi is never a good friend. He was never the best friend of Professor Wole Soyinka. Politics brought them together. Peter Obi cannot be friends of everybody at the same time. Something brought them together. And if he decided not to wish him happy birthday, how many people can Peter Obi wish happy birthday, for crying out loud? He tried to maintain the pace. Before now, he was not always wishing Professor Wole Soyinka happy birthday. So if he doesn't wish now, I don't think they should crucify him. It's a choice. And I think, personally, Peter Obi he's beginning to understand, he's beginning to feel the vibes. The person who you keep respecting and celebrating, he keeps disparaging you, keeps calling you out, keeps saying you're not capable. The best thing to do clearly shows that he doesn't want to be your friend. The best thing he did, if you ask me, the likes of Yusuf Dati, the former vice presidential candidate in Labour Party, running mate to Peter Obi, early enough dictated that guy is not diplomatic at all. He called a spade a spade, and from the inception he took his stand. He will never insult Wole Soyinka, one, because he's a professor, two, because the professor had brought good name to Nigerian people. Yes, so he cannot call him out. But one thing is certain, he clearly made sure that he made Nigerians realize that he's particularly also not the friend of Wole Soyinka. The ideas are different. They don't share the same views, and he was very plain about it. And guess what? People respected the Yusuf Dati for it. He never insulted anyone. But Peter Obi had been very diplomatic in his words. And I guess probably that's one of the reasons why some of these guys, the opposition, take him a bit for granted. But he's somebody who is solid in his ideas, solid in his professionalism. I think he should be more firmer in his class or the kind of persons he chooses to become allies with. That's going to wrap it up. Let's put it out conversation.
We have things today. We communicate.